Hello there, my name is Jerome Stewart, and I am Big Bear Tarot. Today, we are doing another tarot for creators. This is a tarot show, or a tarot moment, inspired by people who are creating and making things. So, creators or creative professionals could be anyone in the creative professional field. You're a musician, a poet, a painter, a writer, a theater person, an architect, musician, a performer. We've already done some of these. Yes, all those people that you know of that are creative professionals who are creating and you may be a hobbyist, you may be a professional at this, but this tarot is for creating, because I kind of feel like the energies for creating things are very different than the energies for like love and career, because career energies are very different than creative energies, as everybody knows who runs any kind of creative business. The accounting side of it and the marketing side of it is very different than the creating side of it, right? So we're all loving the creative side. We don't hate this side over here. But this is about the creative side. So where are the energies this week for creative people? So let me tell you. What I have done the spread, I drew the cards ahead of time, and I looked them up so that I knew what I was doing a little bit better. I was uncertain on a couple things, and I wanted to make sure that I had done my research. So, this is how I feel about this week. I think we're going to be starting off feeling a bit blocked. The Two of Swords is about indecision, not being able to choose. Maybe you're having trouble choosing over a project. Which project to pursue. Maybe you're having a creative block this week. Some ways to get through this are just to perhaps let that project stay where it is and work on something else. Or sometimes I know I'm both a writer and a painter, and I know for writing, if I'm feeling a creative block, going and doing something else can sometimes make things work in my head. If I'm overthinking a plot point, sometimes I'm forcing it. And so I go off on a walk or do other things that will jar it, and it'll work in the background, because it does. Your brain can't turn off, usually. If you're having you're still feeling blocked, sometimes doing another project altogether. I switch back and forth from writing to painting. And I switched painting projects too. If one's blocking me, I work on something else. Because I tend to distract myself with other things when I'm supposed to be getting something done. So I'll go with that energy, the distraction energy, and just move towards that other thing to kind of work through the other stuff. Not an avoidance necessarily, but a shift, so to speak. So you may be dealing with a little bit of block at the beginning, but don't worry. I think things will come through. The next we have the Magician reversed. Sometimes the Magician reversed is about a lack of resources. You can see it normally when he's up there. He's got all the resources he's got. He's got everything. He's got the cups, he's got the wands, a pentacle, and a sword. And his own little, I don't know what that is, like a wand or a candle or something. Yeah. So he's just always got it. But when he's upside down, you may be dealing this week with a lack of resources. Maybe you don't have all the supplies you need. Maybe you need to find a way to work around the things that you need. Or you may be running short of money resources. Boy, I can tell you that is what's happening here. So we're all feeling a very tight week this week. I would say work with things that you don't need those particular resources for. But this can also be about not feeling confident about your own work. Or feeling overconfident about your own work. You take that how you want to. I want to talk to the people who don't feel confident about their own work. Many of us have imposter syndrome. Many of us don't feel like we're doing great stuff. We're doing great stuff. If you're producing anything, if you're making anything during a pandemic, during the apocalypse, you're doing great. So it doesn't matter how small or how insignificant you think it is. it can bring joy to other people. So I want you to have more confidence in your work this week. I want you to see your work as something that you can feel a real good magician spirit with, okay? It's hard. It's hard, and especially with this block coming at the beginning of the week, you can start feeling like your stuff is crap, or that you're not doing or producing as much as you want. But I want you to feel that you are doing good. If you can get out even a little bit of stuff, or whatever you're able to do to distract yourself from the chaos in the world is good, right? Okay. You'll be happy to know that this week ends on a gigantic win. So I don't know what this is for you, but there's a real winning spirit at the end of this week, coming at the end of this week. And I want us to plan for that. I want us to think about you're going to get something accomplished. Something's going to happen. I really feel positive about this week at the end of this week. You might start off with a block. You might not feel great in the middle of the week, but by the end of the week, you're going to feel good. And this card is usually about celebrating a win with someone. Maybe it's someone you know, another creator. Maybe it's you. Celebrate the wins that you get. I would say throw a freaking party for anything you get done this week, okay? But I actually think that good things are going to happen by the end of the week, okay? Now, this is all being done with a spirit of, this is what was underneath the deck, and I usually think of this as the shadow card. What's underlying either my emotions as I'm doing it or our emotions. And this is about moving on from a few regrets that you might have. Being able to move on from things that didn't work out in the past. So you may be approaching this week, coming into this week, feeling like you had some things that didn't go your way last week. But you're moving on with them at the beginning of this week. Now, yeah, that may be part of this block, is that you're just getting over whatever this is. But I really feel like this card is about being able to pick up those two cups and not stare at the Three of Cups so much, but pick up the Two of Cups. And you all know what the Two of Cups is. So I think of these mathematically. I have this theory about cards that the groupings actually matter. So Two of Cups is the Lover's card, usually, or a card about coming together and about collaboration or about partnership, about love, about romance. Three of Cups is the celebration. So 5 is made up of the loss of that celebration, but you still have the love. And so that's what I think. And so he's off taking these 2 cups with him. He still have the love for the project. I think of as creators, if you can still keep the love of your project, what caused you to love it in the first place, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine and you can move on. It doesn't matter if it's not well celebrated. If it doesn't get the win that you wanted there, I think a win's coming. But, you're coming at the beginning of this week without a win. Maybe. You're not feeling so great about this, but you've still got the love, and I want you to take those 2 cups and move forward with that, okay? All right, so your week, looking pretty good. A little blocked, a little low confidence, but a good win at the end. These are good energies, especially the win, but knowing these energies are coming up, you can figure out how to block them ahead of time, figure out how to work with them ahead of time. Feeling more confident about your work, finding other ways through that emotional or creative block, and then celebrating whatever you come up with this week. It's a good week. I know those stars are doing crazy things. Mars is squaring somebody, and it's just not good. This week is but in the world. But in your little creative studio, magic happens. That happens in your studio. It does. Go make that happen. You're magicians, all of you. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Hey there. If you liked this video and you would like to have more of them, please like and subscribe to this channel, and we can produce more of these videos for creators. Also, be aware that I've got a Patreon where you can have access to the paintings that I do, find out what's going on in my world as a creator, and help support me. Those Patreons go a long way to helping with bills. So they start at $1, and you can get nearly everything, and then they go up from there. But anyway, all the information you'll need is below for subscribing to my Patreon. But if you could just like and subscribe to these videos, we can produce more of them. Thank you so much. Take care and have fun creating. Bye.